Hello, rebels. Want to point out the fact that I see more and more common points between victims and abusers, which to a certain point is normal. What makes it hard, though, is that some people don't want to see or accept it. Those people usually they have a hard time accepting actually other points of views. You either think like them and then you're accepted, or you don't, and then you're automatically considered toxic or abusive. What happens is that you're blamed by one-way-minded and flexible people of being the bad one, and you're immediately discarded or ignored. And this is what is actually cruel and toxic, but that's my point of view. This is actually when the abused himself becomes the abuser. Yet, in that case, they stay focused on the abuse done on themselves, completely ignoring the abuse done upon others by themselves. For a fact, I believe that overusing narcissism vocabulary labels is blocking the process of healing. How can I explain that? It's giving the ability to project and point the responsibility of our own faults away, thus falling in the trap of victimization addiction, like I like to call that. Victimization addiction, meaning we all had it at one point or still have it. I mean, you often see that the victims are have adopted the role of the victim, and they just keep themselves in that role by creating situations where they are the victims, if you know what I mean. How do they do that? Well, they simply are repeating narcissistic behavior that wounded them in the first place. This is the strange thing. By labeling others, by being paranoid, by being all the traits that a narcissist have, they actually have them blame others with labels of narcissistic behavior, that exist in narcissism. Anyway, I tried to point that out from the beginning, that too much pointing fingers towards who we perceive as toxic or abusive, without any self-reflection, it doesn't get us anywhere. I have aggravated a few saying that. Well, what else can I say? Tough, really tough. For those who it's their way or the highway, I mean, they can run along and feel comfortable with people speaking their language, really. Personally, I'm multilingual, and I know that I will come out of this wiser if I hear all points of views. I do not have to agree with everybody's point of view, of course not, but what I have to do is take it in consideration, Take in consideration that somebody else might think differently than I do. And I do feel that I have to remind my subscribers or people watching the videos that I want, like, and appreciate you expressing your point of view. It doesn't have to be the same with mine. You're free, you can freely express your point of view on my channel. I will not bite your ass for it. I might bombard you with questions to understand if I don't straight away. But I am eager to understand others for a better understanding of myself. That is how it works for me. That's my thing. So, that said, back to our favorite topic, narcissism. So I've been working my mind on the common points between the victims and the abusers. I watched some of the videos on traits and symptoms of narcissistic abuse victim syndrome. It's very interesting. Are those no traits of narcissists too? Yes, they are. Paranoia and deformed perception of reality. They are basic ones that we come across out there, in here. I had a lot of time to think and analyze all that during the last few weeks, realizing how easy it is to fall into that trap myself. What is it that makes us different? My question would be that. It was that. I've found my answer, but what is narcissist? What is a narcissist? A damaged human being. Once an innocent child, damaged in whatever form that might be, through neglect, psychological manipulation, physical abuse, verbal abuse, etc. What are we? More or less damaged too. Abused in any one or more of the previous that I mentioned. But what is the difference? What is it that makes us different from them? What is it that makes it that we're not 100% like them? Because we all know that most of us know that, those who have accepted, that we have some traits. Some of them, not all of them, of course, or we had, and have successfully worked hard on kicking them out of our system, and some we're still working on. I will end up this video with a question. Those interested can either comment here or make a video point of view on this of their own. I believe it's a very important matter that has to be explored more. My question would be exactly, what is it that has saved us from becoming exactly like them? Because the difference actually are their cruelty, their selfishness. There are more, of course, but in general, we are not cruel like them, we are not selfish like them. And if you think that at some point we were on our way to becoming like them, Is it knowledge that saved us from it? I mean, most of them have knowledge in their hands too, so it can't be knowledge. What is it? What do you think is the thing that saved us from that path that we were well onto? Because we've had the same experiences. Like I said again, they were abused, we were abused in all the different ways that I explained before. So yeah, that would be my question. If anybody's interested to get an answer video back to that, I'll be glad, and I'll make my conclusions are, what I have come up with as conclusion. Thanks, bye guys.